then life is life insurance policy. So this is a long-term plan, but there are a lot of tools and features that you can utilize. So you mentioned it being your own privatized bank. Yes, you can definitely do that. So how it works is once you
we have a very special guest, special to me and my family, Brenda. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
This is great, and this is about the first time she's done something like this. So I'm honored to be like in the beginning stages of what I know is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here with you and to have this conversation because we always talk about things like this, and I'm really passionate about sharing more about this message. And so to do it on your platform, it means the world to me.
I appreciate that. A lot of people need to know about really your life story and what you're doing now, and really just the type of person you are. Like, we have enough of whatever, the ratchet and everything. We got enough of that, right? We do. We got enough of that.
Yes.
So, oh, by the way, to document, this is December 29th, Friday, 5 p.m.
2023.
2023. 2 days before New Year's Eve.
Wow.
On a Friday, and this is what we're doing. So this is really inspiration. It's a great moment. Great moment. I've known Brenda for at least 15 years.
18 since we met when I was in 8th grade.
And I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Yep. In this neighborhood.
In this neighborhood right here.
Yep.
That's where it all started.
Yep.
I was with you shooting in the gym, like literally, the basketball court.
Yeah, and I think the basketball court right behind us, and you was at the pool.
Oh, yeah, I was at the pool for sure.
And I saw you from the basketball court.
And that's what made you come out there? Wait, was Jay? I must have...
Jay, let's not tell where you were at that moment. Oh, yeah, y'all was at the pool.
We became friends first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Great time. So what I would like to do, what's always inspiring to me is to hear somebody's, not the whole life story, but just you going through your struggles and everything, your wins and your losses, and how you deal with both is really inspirational. And when I would look back on this, it inspired me. This is episode number 11. I've heard a lot of other things, but I would just like for you to tell people about yourself and how you got here.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Brenda N because all I do is win no matter what. I'm the first American born in my family. I don't know if you know that, but my family fought really hard to be here. Like my mom, kind of finessed her way over here a little bit. Shout out to my mom. That's where I get some of my finessing skills
Shout
from.
out, Mom.
And then my dad, he was escaping like the landscape of Vietnam after the war and stuff like that. So he was literally like on a tiny boat and was like escaping pirates and bazookas and stuff like that to be here. He had it was like 100 people on that boat. A lot of people died. How he even got the opportunity to be there was crazy. Like you had to get bars of gold to even get a ticket to go.
Wow.
And then when he got captured so many times and his mom had to bail him out. And then for him to try on the 4th time. So a lot of people don't make it over here. So, I feel like the universe really conspired for me to be here.
Your father who used to change my brake pads in the neighborhood.
Yeah. You don't ever hear him complain about nothing.
No, and oh man, that is awesome, Brenda. And 18 years, never knew that.
Yeah.
Man, he had to try to get gold 4 times. That's a whole other story. Okay.
And then, so my parents met here and then had me. And, I just feel like I hit the genetic lottery.
You did.
Not in terms of just like how I look, that's a bonus. But to just be born in America is crazy because my family is like, my mom is 1 out of 7 or 8 kids in a village. And she fought her way to make it to the city and then to be here and stuff like that. So when I go back, it's a very humbling experience. Like my family members are like farmers, or my cousins like pump gas.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, like I have a opportunity to be here and to do whatever I want.
You right, Brenda.
It's a blessing.
It's like a bullseye, the probability of getting that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So for me, I do a little bit of everything, but to my journey has been crazy ever since I was kind of born in front of a camera. So I grew up in the days when it was like a disposable camera and like the home recorder things,
Yep.
to make a movie. So my parents were like simultaneously documenting like their journey here as well as my birth and stuff. So I'm always in front of a camera. So naturally, I started being in pageants and then started going to like a modeling school.
Okay.
And stuff like that, where I also introduced Jay to that industry as well. So that was fun. We were modeling since we were kids.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I've been in campaigns and commercials with like Chick-fil-A, Porsche, Hallmark. So you might see me on TV, some music videos here and there. But people are always asking like, how did you get started? Can you help me? So I was just solving a problem. There's a lot of people who didn't have like the proper presentational materials to present themselves to castings, to be submitted to agencies. So I was just helping out with things like that, helping women navigate the modeling industry because it can be a really shady industry.
Yep.
And then from there, it was just working with entrepreneurs and musicians and just anyone who needed content. So it was cool. Like, I started that in 2020 officially, but it wasn't as lucrative and as glamorous as it looks like it can be online. So I was like, let me just learn another skill set. So the opportunity to be in the financial industry just kind of randomly fell into my lap. It was introduced to me by my mentor, who's someone from in my family who's been doing it for over 20 years, and he does very well for himself, and he makes a lot of passive income, and that's what drew me to the business essentially, because at that time I was like 30 and I wanted to grow a family. I wanted the flexibility and the freedom to do so. So I know that everyone talks about having multiple streams of passive income, and so this one just happened to be one of them.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for 16 months now. I'm kind of like, people are like, oh, how old is your baby? 16 months. I'm 16 months old in the business.
That's a grown baby right
Yeah. I literally felt like I was just born yesterday in the business. So
Okay.
yeah,
Because it's so vast.
yeah, it's so much to learn, but I love it. I'm always a student of life, so it's been an amazing opportunity for me.
Well, Brenda, great introduction, by the way. I had no idea. I rarely pry into people's lives until I started doing this, and then you get a platform to where you can ask those questions. But
Right. Go deeper.
yeah, you said this life insurance, I don't know, what this company fell into or this opportunity fell into your lap. Knowing how you got here, knowing how you were born to be here, I see now it ain't nothing that fell into your lap. It was a purpose. Like everything that you get was predestined, because I'm just thinking about mathematically what it takes for you to get here.
Right.
Knowing your father and mom, that takes a lot. Just like I always tell Jay, when I meet somebody, like if you run into a friend at Starbucks or something, or not Starbucks, I think they boycotting that right now. Yeah, but running to see your friend anywhere, I be thinking sometimes if I stayed at that traffic light a little longer, or a little,
You think
you'd
things
have
are
missed them.
a coincidence, or you think it's divine timing and destiny?
It is. It is divine time, because you can always hit or miss. And so when I look at somebody who was born out of like me and Jay, we're born out of the same woman. Like the probability of that.
Oh yeah,
is
it's crazy because like, not to get like super like into like biology, but it's like the sperm count is like 2 million. So the chances that you really fought your way to be here,
just that alone.
odds. And then like I think about how many generations it takes to make you as well. So if it's you have two parents, and then those parents have two parents, you have like it multiplies 4, 8, 16. Right. Like it really took like over 1,000 people to really make you.
To create
and then to multiply that to 2 million, the number is astronomical.
I say that to say that you're special. We all special, right?
Yeah,
super special.
Right.
Like, so for anybody to feel like they're not, you just got to understand what it took for you to get here. Like, it's astronomical for you to, and that always helps me out. Like in your darkest moments, you just got to sit back and think, wait a minute, I'm here. I made it here.
Right.
Like, okay. So not to get
all spiritual, philosophical. I love it.
Because normally that's what this is about. If I'm doing it by myself, we're going down that rabbit hole.
Oh, we can go down that road. Should we do that for an episode, like a part 2?
Yeah. So, well, now you made it here, a 16-month baby, and could you please? Well, if you want to say the name of the company that you're dealing with, or what is it about, and that's what I want to get to now, because now we're here.
Yeah. So I've been with this platform for 16 months, and our mission is to educate 30 million families by 2030. So to do that, we have 6 free workshops that we teach every single day, Monday through Friday, up to three times a day, 2 p.m., 8 p.m., and 10 p.m. So we talk about topics such as accumulating assets, debt management, long-term planning, things like that, so it's really, really fulfilling. So I get to be a part of that.
They can just hop on a call or something?
Yeah, it's on Zoom. It's an hour long, and all these workshops, they're not related to each other, so if you miss one, you'll circle back. So every day, Monday through Friday.
Okay, we'll put this link in the description. Hop on that call. It's like you said. And are they recorded to where if they miss it, they can go back? Or if you miss it,
they're actually live classes. So you want to be able to hop on. I think that's what makes our company special, is because it's literally like, you don't get that opportunity because we do it every single day. So it's like, we could record it, but that doesn't make it as personable. You can get on there and ask the instructors questions.
Wow, that is valuable. That's valuable. That's rare too. Okay.
So we definitely, put a lot of heart into our mission to educate.
And what we're talking about is life insurance, and it's a lot of different branches.
Yeah, so we're a brokerage, so we offer a lot of financial services from a holistic standpoint. So yes, we do have life insurance. We have health insurance, wills and estate planning as well, college and retirement planning. So we offer a plethora of things. But I know today we are here to talk about something that you're excited about, which is a product that involves life insurance.
Yeah, it's because of the idea of you can be your own bank. And I run into friends that they could use a business. Well, we joke about it. Give me that business loan. Like, I need that business loan. Let me get my paycheck a little earlier. You know what I mean? Then once you get paid, you get it back to them. But life insurance, if you purchase a policy over time, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 3 years with the one that you quoted me, you can start to withdraw from that policy. And if you pay it back in full before the end of the year, you don't have to pay any penalties on it or anything like that. I'm trying to recite what you told me last week.
I didn't say those things.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Okay, so let's
break it down.
Break it down. So there's 2 types of life insurance. There's something called term and there's something called permanent life insurance. So the product that you're talking about falls into the permanent life insurance category. So it's called an IUL, so it stands for Index Universal Life. So index meaning it's associated to the most popular global indices such as the S&P 500, the Euro Stock 50, and the Hang Seng. That's the one that we personally use. So universal means flexibility. And then life is life insurance policy. So this is a long-term plan, but there are a lot of tools and features that you can utilize. So you mentioned being your own privatized bank. Yes, you can definitely do that. So how it works is once you get your monthly premium, the suggested recommended amount, say $100 for easy math, you pay that monthly. A cost of it goes towards a portion of the insurance, so call it 30%. Now $70 gets invested with the market. So it's not tied to the market, but they use the performance of the market to credit the interest to your account. Yep. So depending on the product, you can earn up to 13% every single month, and then you have a floor of 0 or 0.75.
13% a month is crazy.
It's crazy. And so for the past 25 years, it's been performing at 8 to 10% growth.
Yeah, that's crazy. So instead of me getting some money and putting it under my mattress.
Is that what you're doing?
No.
A shoebox. You have a shoebox?
Oh, no, I'm spending it.
Okay.
It ain't going nowhere but outside. But
we do know people that keep it in a shoebox. And mattress.
Versus doing that and it's there, put it in the market. Put it in a policy to where it can't get burnt up. Because if it's upstairs or something and the house catch on fire.
Right.
Yeah. So put it in the market. Let it work for you, like you say. And then years down the line, I had an Acorn app. Every time I swipe my card,
rounds up.
It rounds up. Like if I spend $4.50, the 50 cent will round it up to $5. So whatever. And then after a year and a half, I look back at it.
It adds up.
It added up. It added up nice, and I actually needed it at the time.
Right.
So this is similar. except on a far greater scale, and you can do so much with it. So
Right.
that's why I'm excited about that. But you have a lot of different.
Yeah, so we can talk a little bit about more. I know the policy that we were looking at, you were like, oh, what's like the minimum? The minimum is $100,000 face amount, but I think we did $150,000 for you because you're like,
Yeah.
I asked you how much a month do you think you can save, and you told me,
I said I can at least afford a 250 policy, and I'm sure I can do 300. A set aside every month, have a $300 bill.
because that's just $10 a day. You can
Yeah.
spend that easily in one night.
You say that, and we talked about the LA Fitness smoothies. They going for like $11 right now.
So you make your smoothies at home. Jay's gonna help you make smoothies at home, right?
You're right. When you put it like that, Brenda, $10 a day, $300 a month. You right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really all we're doing. You first initially told me, you're like, oh, at least 100, 200 comfortably. So I was like, okay, let me find you something in that price range. That's why I did the $150,000 for you. So with an IUL, they actually call it, did you know they call it a rich person's Roth IRA?
No.
Because a Roth IRA, you can only contribute $6,500 a year if you're under 50. If you're over 50, then it's $7,500 a year.
Oh, okay. That's the max.
So that's the max. And if you put more into it, you're going to be penalized heavily for it. So with an IUL, the bigger size the account, the more money that you can put into it. So about $150,000 account, you can put about maybe $8,000 to $12,000 in there.
Okay.
So
okay. And you can pay it up early, right? Like you can say, you know what, I had something good.
yeah, like
just-
a bonus. You can
right.
put it in one time if you wanted to.
And you're good for the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of numbers coming at you, I know, but that's why we're gonna put her information in the
Yeah, it's for that free
description.
consultation.
Yeah, and then you got the Zoom call. So this is really just an introduction to the man, the myth, the legend, the man, the
The risk-
woman.
Rice God.
Yeah, so $100 policy, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, because that's
Per
what,
month.
$3 a day.
Yeah, and you keep saying that, and people need to understand that $3 a day, and then 3 years later, 5 and 10 years later, oh man, it just adds up, and the opportunity you get, like you get to take a loan out
Right.
against yourself.
Uninterrupted as well. So what that means is like while your money is accumulating in that account, say if you have like $50,000 from it and you wanted to, down the line, you wanted to borrow like 25 grand to put a down payment on a house or a car
Or make it a simple investment.
yeah, whatever you want to do,
Right.
there's no stipulations on that. You can, the money, so say you have $50,000 in there, you wanted to borrow 25, $50,000 is going to still earn interest for you because you're taking it as a loan. They're going to think that you're going to pay it back. So even if you don't, they just subtract it from your death benefit. But yeah, whenever you make your monthly premiums, you're paying back your loan.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And also, like, depending how long you've had that policy in force, depends on your interest rate. So between 0 to 2%.
Mm-hmm.
So where can you go get a loan for that low rate? Not that many.
Nope. And then good luck trying to ask your friends for $25,000 or $50,000.
Right.
When you've been paying on this policy, now you can just go get that $25,000 or $50,000. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Is that because I don't know if you know this or the listeners, but the economy is due for some correction, to say the least. The dollar with the BRICS nation forming, and BRICS nation is, Britain, Russia, India, China, they're dumping the dollar. They don't want to use the dollar anymore. So common sense will tell you that the value of the dollar will be going down soon. And things
So
will
you
be
need
getting
to
more
be
expensive.
beating inflation. So even if inflation is 3.5 on average, you need to be putting your money in an account where it's going to be double digits really to really beat the cost and
Yeah.
to survive inflation.
Exactly. And this is just I guess it's for the people who didn't notice, or just because this can seem pretty intimidating. Like, what do you do? And we're just talking about a simple policy right now. But I just want to encourage people to really understand that it's some opportunities for you in your friendship circle, like you, that people just have a knowledge that you can put other people in contact with to just get you to think outside the box a little bit. It doesn't have to be you don't know what to do at all.
Yeah.
That's all. And I was going to ask you if you had any more to add to that.
Well, did we tackle the difference between putting your money in a mattress and a policy? You want to go into that?
Might as well.
Okay. So,
Okay.
I would say let's uncover why people even put their money in a mattress or a shoebox in the first place. Is it the ease of accessibility. You can touch it; it's right there. Right? So that's a factor. But also, is there a lack of trust in the financial institutions as well?
Could be. And then the simple idea of they want to save. And I think it starts there. They want to save, and like you said, you can touch it, but they have the idea that they want to save.
But then it's so easy to touch it that really is it, are you really being able to save? And also, so I think the main difference for me is accessibility versus accumulation. So if you have your money in a shoebox, you can access it right away. But also with the policy, you can still go into, just like a bank account, you can go online, look at the numbers and know it's there.
Exactly.
And if you want to withdraw it, just call me or call your agent, call the company, and you can just literally, they'll be like, you want a wire, you want a check?
Yeah, that simple.
It's really that simple. So it's super accessible in that way, but the main difference is the accumulation factor. Where else can you put your money that's going to be able to grow at 13% every single month, or have a safety net of 0.75? Your checking and your savings account doesn't even offer that for the most part.
No.
So if you know about the rule of, do you know about the rule of 72?
The rule of 72. No.
What?
The rule of 72. Wow. What else? That's why I invited you on the show.
Okay. So the rule of 72 is the magic formula to calculate when your money is going to double. So if you take your rate of return, so whatever percentage that you're earning on any account, you take 72 and divide it by that number. So if you take 72 and divide it by 0.1%,
right, in
your savings account, it's going to take your account 7,200 years to double. So there's that, but you can easily withdraw it, like you said. That's cool. But in an account like what that's earning 8%, then it'll double every 9 years.
Exactly. Planning for the future, man, because we're gonna be here.
Yeah.
And if you're not, I think it's more of a chance that we, especially with what you've been through, you gonna be here. All of this life stuff didn't just happen to be like, I'm gonna dump Brenda off at about 30 something.
So that brings me to the next point, is creating an instant legacy and estate for yourself. So you pay the $100 one day, day two, God forbid something happened to you, your family might be right. So where can you trade in $100 and get $1 million?
Exactly.
Okay. And then number 3, it also, what happens if you live too long? Especially in today's this day and age where we're freelancers, or we can't stay at a corporate job, we're not really having a 401k or a Roth we can't even think about retirement.
Nope.
Okay, we're thinking about tomorrow, right? So let alone we don't have a retirement plan. This can act as supplement for your retirement plan as well.
Exactly. I think it's important to talk about life insurance also, because even if you don't have a family and have no plans on having a family and kids, it's still important to have, because you can be your own bank at the end of the day.
Yes. And
like you said, though, if you are thinking about having a family, when that father dies or passes away, the entire family gets that money, $1 million, depending on what policy they have. And okay, we'll cut right now. All right, cool. So, Brenda, why do you believe in the idea of purchasing life insurance, even if the person has no plans on getting married or having kids or anything, and it's just a single man or a single woman? Why would that person at 20 years old purchase life insurance, and what's the earliest they can purchase it?
Okay, so while you're young and in the best health condition, you're going to get the best rating.
Yep.
So as early as you can get it is 7 to 15 days old, as long as you have a social security number.
Wow.
So we should make it a thing and a norm in our culture to insure our babies as soon as they're born.
Okay, and not to cut you off, but because ideas be coming in my head, but 7 to 15 days old, and if you're talking about legacy, which is that's
think
crazy.
About
because
if you have a policy when you're 7 to 15 days old, you're gonna be $1 million baby.
Yeah.
Right?
And we turn 18 overnight.
Yeah, we do. So literally, if your parents are funding that policy right, you'll be really well off by the time that you're 18 to go to college and then if you don't need it to go, you have scholarships and you want to let it accumulate a little bit more, then you can have a lot to
cash out on that, baby.
Yeah, retire
at 18. Wow, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
because you quoted me or just gave me some estimates on if I'm putting in 150 or 200, and I'm 33,
Yeah.
in great health. Nah, I am though. I'm in great health. But a 7 day, man, the quote on that, like, or it just blew my mind when you said that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It should be very a normal thing to do. Like, why are we getting babies like Jordans? They're not even going to wear them or like grow out of them super
You
fast.
bought those Jordans,
Right, it's the same price as like $30-$50. That's how much a infant policy will be or a juvenile policy will be.
It almost make you excited about having kids because you get to invest in them.
You get a policy. You get a policy.
Oh yeah, policies all around because
Yeah,
y'all.
some people invest in real estate, crypto. Other people invest in policies.
Yeah.
Because you can have multiple of them. So, I said starting out while you're young, just building up the muscle to practice saving money. So I started you off like $150,000, something approachable for you. You said 150.
Building up the muscle to practice.
Yeah, it is. It is like a muscle to save.
It is. It's a muscle
Because we get conditioned to spend and consume so often.
Yeah.
Who's out here rapping about saving money? Actually,
Yeah.
Little Dicky made a song about it.
Yep.
I love it actually.
Yeah, I heard a couple people mention a few bars. But
A
that's
few
about
bars,
it.
but it's not the norm.
No,
They teach you how to blow it, but not
That's the
spend it
Matrix, though.
or invest in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also I wanted to also say, like, we insure so many things. We insure our phones, our cars, our pets, our house. If I told you that you have a money printing machine, wouldn't you want to insure that?
Yep.
That's yourself. You're
Right.
bringing income to your family. You're an asset to your family. You need to insure yourself first and foremost.
Amazing. Investing into the kids is because Lulu. I mean, she 15 already, and
Yeah.
I just remember her quickly. So it does go by crazy, and saving turns into just crazy potential. Like, so I'm glad you said that because I thought it was 18 years old that you can. Okay.
You can have a juvenile policy.
Juvenile policy. Okay. Well, on a side note.
I'm scared.
On a side note, you single, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But not ready to mingle, though. I'm going to put that out there. Like,
Yeah, quick. You get to talking to a guy, and he doesn't have life insurance. Is that like a
deal breaker?
straight
No.
up deal breaker? 'Cause-
Absolutely not, because we don't have the education to make it important for us. So I would love to have the conversation with him to educate him about it. If he's against it, then there's other things that we can, talk about.
Right.
But it's not a deal breaker.
It's not.
But if we're serious, then it kind of is, because I want you to protect us and our household. So
if he leaves this planet, I understand. So it kind of develops into that.
yeah, like that's a love language essentially for me.
Add that to the language.
Protection.
I wanted to ask that because you're right. If you planning on living life together for the foreseeable future, you really want to plan for the kids and their kids. And like you said, the juvenile policies. I mean, man, depending on how many kids you got, and then if you believe in that philosophy going forward, it really just, the family tree just turned into like a golden tree.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about like breaking generational curses. Well, here it is.
Yeah, right. And it's only gonna get better. I did want to kind of wrap it up in some way this year, just to recap on what you've done this year, and maybe since it's 2 days before New Year's Eve, what a recap of this year, and then what would be some of your goals for next year?
Okay, so I literally was just thinking about it today. I was like reflecting on this year, and I'm like, wow, what a difference a year can make. Because just yesterday, I remember studying for this license. It's only a 40-hour online class, but in this day and age, it's really hard to like focus, especially when you've been out of school for so long. So I'm actually not really a disciplined person, but I wanted this so bad. And I was like, I have to say no to all distractions. Like, I literally had friends I hadn't seen in a long time that they were in town, and they asked me to hang out, and I had to say no because this was so important to me. I said, I'll see you again later. So I put my head down every day for at least 1 hour, 2 hours a day. And then I got my license within 3 weeks. And then after that, I reached my first promotion. And then a year later, I reached my next milestone promotion. I wanted to step up and be a leader and work on my public speaking skills. So I started training my office, 20, 30 people at a time every Saturday or every Wednesday. Then I started collaborating with other offices. So I would train like 100 people. Yep. And then recently in Hawaii, I spoke on a stage of like over 5,000 people. So that was wild.
That's a great job,
Thank you. So yeah, I'm learning so much in the business, but also outside of the business as well.
Okay.
So it's been an amazing journey. And I've also been to like Thailand with the company as well. So just traveling with them.
Hawaii?
Yes, Hawaii recently, and then Thailand in May. So it was just like, they say like sometimes you have money, but you don't have time to travel. And sometimes you have time, but you don't have money. Or if you have time and money, then you don't have health sometimes. Because if you think about retiring and then you're like, oh, I'll travel when I retire. Sometimes that's like the traditional way of thinking. But what if you have time, money, and health? Then you don't have friends or family to go with. Yep. So I went to Thailand with like 3,000 people. I went to Hawaii with 8,000 people. It's insane. And not just like regular people too, like people who are on the same wave as me as well. It's incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, and when we travel, we really do it up,
I saw a couple of your stories. It was great, Brenda. What an adventure. I was living vicariously through you. Mm-hmm. I just can't imagine because the camera don't do it justice.
Yeah, it does not do it justice at all. So like my mentor, he's been with the company for 20 years now, and he's been to 34 countries with the company. So it's like 1.5 country every single year, and some of it's on the company's dime. Because you're performing well. So that's been really fruitful. Because they say like the days are long, but the year is like short. Like I really felt like I was really in the trenches, and what you see on social media, it looks really glossy and stuff like that. But I've been putting in that work. Like I became like a morning person. Well, I say that I'm waking up in the morning, but I'm waking up at like 6:45 in the morning, and y'all know I used to probably sleep till like noon because I'm a night owl. I still am. It's really conflicting. I still go to bed at like 12, 1 o'clock or later, and still wake up at 6. But I'm becoming more disciplined, and now I'm becoming focused. So next year, my focus is on putting more content like this out there. So like doing like one show a month or something like that. So that
it'll be great to have you on again. Just to keep us posted on what you're doing, how things have changed. I hear your goals, and I was going to ask you next year, how are you going to invest in your mindset? Because you're gonna a lot of things are gravitating towards you, and I keep going back to how you got here in the first place. It was really amazing how your mom and your father, how they just had to survive just to get over here and make you.
Right.
So now you're here. So how are you going to invest in your mindset going forward?
Yeah, so actually for New Year's, I'm going to Tulum for a spiritual retreat. So I'll be there to work on meditation, breath work, yoga, authentic relating workshops, just basically connecting with other people. And it's all going to be sober. It's going to be very intentional. So my next year, I'm going to be intentional about everything that I do.
Yeah.
So really that's what I'll be learning, because I know you're going to ask me about my morning routine. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I do all these things. I wake up at 5 a.m. I do want to do those things. I do want to journal, meditate, but I have to practice, the discipline to get there. So that's what I'll be working on next year, as well as my mental and spiritual health.
Okay. This is documented.
Y'all gonna hold me accountable?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. With that being said, I do want to tell everybody, or give you an opportunity to tell everybody, how can they contact you? Is it Instagram, phone number, email?
Okay. Yeah, y'all can hit me up on Instagram at brenda.financial, and you can just shoot me a DM, and we can do a free consultation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brenda, thank you. Awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this was great.
So great.
All right, episode 11. That's what this is. Brenda, it was, like I said, it's an honor. You really brought a lot out of me. I never really, not yet. I knew when you came here it was going to be really extensive. You was going to just pour my brain. And it's getting me excited to really grab other people like yourself and really keep in touch and try to get you back maybe once a month or once a quarter and just see where you are with this, because you're teaching a lot of people. You're helping a lot of people out. So it was an honor to have you here.
My goal is to be a millionaire, not to have millions in my bank, but it's also to help impact millions of lives as well.
Millions of students. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll do, before I let you go, some lady said it's across the street. Me and my mom had a meeting, about grant writing, and she was saying you need somebody pouring into you, somebody that you pour into, and a peer that they are poured into and you're pouring out, like just somebody that you can relate to. So she called it a Paul Barnabas.
On your level.
Yes, yeah, somebody that's on your level, but somebody that's pouring into you, and you got a mentor, you know, and you have some people that you're pouring into, and then you have your peers. It's just, it creates this symbiotic relationship where you're always at balance and always at peace, you know, so you're always being fulfilled,
Right.
and just whatever you're getting, you're giving out. And that's what this is. That's exactly what I want this show to be about, is to always give back. So I appreciate you coming here, and that's the end of episode 11. It's time
Thank you.
for the streets. I promise you.
We're about to be outside.
We about to get. She ain't about to be outside.
Yes, I am.
You ain't going nowhere.
I'll go on the front porch.
Yeah, exactly. Leave that to me. Me and the homies. We gonna.
Well,
go.
actually, a day of you being outside, a night of you being outside, will fund your IUL policy. So just know.
I do. I'm a.
Get you started.
Thank you, financial advisor. Golly. Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome. We got to close out strong, okay?
You're right about that.
All
Wow.
right. ABC, always be closing.
Always be.
Hey.
We'll do another mic check.
Yeah, you need a mic check.
And then the pups need to calm down a little bit.
Right.
What? Oh, we should probably let them settle a little bit. Oh,
She just has such good ears when she hears something. It's recording, by the way.
it's okay.
Oh boy.
It's all right.
Okay. All right.
Well, don't get straight into it yet until I feel like we're having complete silence on this side.
No problem. Dogs in the background.
You got cats.
I mean, it's fine. That's
Oh, you're just now 80% up the stairs. And we left off. I almost want to hear it, but it's cool.
What?
The last little minute, I wanted to hear it, but
Oh, I mean, but
The difference between
question-
putting under your bed and then
we addressed all those already. So he was going into the big, why should someone who's young and
No, I'm saying
single?
that's where you left off.
Oh,
But you
Okay.
go into that one, why someone young should start, or how young you should start.
well,
Yep.
after she does her snacks or whatever.
Britain wants total silence.
I-
I told you,
Quiet on
when
the-
they come in,
quiet on the
it's always-
set.
Yeah. Lulu, you want to like go somewhere?
I am. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
okay, Lulu.
All right.
We recording?
No.
Yep.